How's it going, everyone? Spenny here, back with another video. Today, we're going to be breaking down every single Skylanders game, and kind of the difference and what the gimmicks are. I got into Skylanders again for the second time, not much over a year ago, and I had never played Swap Force, Skylanders Superchargers, or Skylanders Imaginators, so I had no idea what the gimmicks are, and I'm sure many of you people out there that are watching this video have never played maybe one of the games or two of the games, so I made this video for you guys just to get a little breakdown of what every single Skylanders gimmick is, just in the most easy to listen to way possible. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. First, we have Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. Now this game, the gimmick to this game is just toys to life. It was the first game in the Skylanders franchise, and there was not too much going on here, as you would expect with a game that started off the series. This game just included a portal, as you know, and figures. And all you had to do was put the figures on the portal. There was elements, obviously, but that's about it. It didn't go too much more in depth. There wasn't gated areas aside from this element can open this gate, and that was about it. Now, for Giants. Skylander Giants introduced one big thing. Giants. These big Skylanders could do things that normal ones definitely could not. They could raise these big boulders, they could unlock different paths, they could pull these chains to bring other islands closer. This was a big step up from the first game. We have seen nothing like that previously, but it didn't require spending a lot of money. If you had one giant, you were pretty much all set. Now Skylanders Swap Force is where it gets a little bit different. These swappers could be mixed and matched and had hundreds of combinations. Between all of them, there was different elements, there was different kind of mini-game pieces to them where they could each do different things. For example, the Squid One Washbuckler, his tentacles were used for mini-games which helped you climb on walls. Some of them helped you fly. There was just a lot of variety there, and with that being said, there was a lot more cost associated. If you wanted to do every single part of the game, you pretty much had to have at least one of every type and then one of every element. So that was a big difference. But honestly, Skylanders, the swappable Skylanders, were so cool. These were such a big step up from Giants, where you just had big Skylanders. These ones you could actually just change how they look in person, and it would reflect in-game, which is why I think everyone is so fond of these. The only thing I will say that is kind of negative about them is that when you're collecting Skylanders nowadays in 2023, oftentimes when you buy a Skylanders lot, there is missing halves. And I showed this in a short not too long ago. I have a bunch of tops and bottom halves that don't even match up, and this is just because I bought them in lots and I guess kids lost them and then their parents sold them, and now I'm missing two halves. It took me forever to find the top half of Rattleshake, and that just annoyed me so much, and it made me have to buy a completely new one, and then I had the base left over, which was kind of annoying. But luckily I was finally able to get rid of all these mix matches because I did complete all of my swappers. I got a full collection of Skylanders swappers. Now, I sold all of my duplicates, and that entailed all these mix-matched swappers that I had absolutely no use for, so I'm very happy about that. Now, we get on to Skylanders Trap Team. Now this one, if you thought that Skylanders Swap Force was a big money spender, wow, you are in for something crazy here, because Skylanders Trap Team had traps and trap masters, which were two completely different things. The traps were used to catch all the villains. If you wanted to have every single villain all on lock and you wanted to use them whenever and wherever you wanted, you had to have one of each trap. And this doesn't mean that you needed each variation of the trap, because there is a bunch of different ones, but they're not really needed. You just need one trap of each element that will fit in the trap box. And there's a lot, and especially collecting Skylanders nowadays, it has gotten to be insanely pricey. If you want to get the dark and light trappable villains, you're gonna be paying $50 per trap, and that is like a minimum, unless you can find them from like a non-reseller and you just find them at like a local game shop. You're gonna be paying 50 and up per trap, which is insane. And there is, I believe, 3 trappable light and dark villains. So $50 each is pretty crazy, especially if you want to have all 6 at all times. Now besides these traps, we have trap masters, which are basically like giants. They're way bigger than normal Skylanders, but they have a different purpose. These big Skylanders actually have their own weapon made out of a Traptanium crystal, and these are the only things that are able to break this Traptanium. So there's hidden passages in levels, there's just Traptanium that you need to do to advance, and if you don't have a Trap Master, you can't get through. It's just as tough as that. You need a Trap Master to get through certain parts of each level. It sucks, it's like giants, but you just need it. And now we move on to Skylanders Superchargers, in my opinion, one of the weirdest Skylander games ever. This is a racing game, and there is each level, and each level is broken up into levels that are normal, like in the very first game and all the other ones after it. And then there is sections of the level where you are racing, and it is completely mandatory, although there are sections where you can use a land vehicle, a sea vehicle, or an air vehicle. Those ones are optional. But each level does have a mandatory racing section, and this is in land vehicles only. As long as you have the hot streak from the starter pack, you can play through the entire game. So technically there is not a lot to have. As long as you have one racing Skylander and one land vehicle, you can beat the entire game. It's as easy as that. Here in Canada, I have noticed that we did not sell Skylanders Superchargers all that great. I guess when it came out, not many people, including myself, bought it, so I have a little bit of a harder time finding these vehicles and figures from Skylanders Superchargers locally. Skylanders Superchargers was actually the last game that I played because I didn't have a land vehicle for the longest time. Yes, I had Supercharger Skylanders, but I didn't get the starter pack. So, I never had a land vehicle until I finally pulled the trigger and bought one from eBay. To be quite honest, I was really in no rush because this game didn't appeal to me even from the commercials or anything like that. So I really didn't care that I didn't have a land vehicle, but at the end of the day, I wanted to at least try this game out, and yes, I have beat it multiple times, but still, it doesn't really do anything for me, and I could have gone without playing the game, honestly. Before you get mad at me, yes, the story is good for this game, but I hate the racing. If there was no racing, if there was a version of this game made, and you didn't have to do any racing sections, count me in, I would play that. And now, last but not least, we have Skylanders Imaginators, which in my opinion isn't all that bad. The story is horrendous, but it is fun that you get to play with all the Skylanders that you got previously, and this is the case for every single game, but the fact that you can use stuff from Spyro's Adventure all the way up until Imaginators is just crazy to me. This is why this is definitely one of my favorite games. We do have villains from Trap Team who are now repurposed as senseis, and then we also have new characters who are just normal looking Skylanders. They all could blend in. If you have never played Trap Team, you would probably never know that some of these people used to be villains, such as Golden Queen. But if you have played it in chronological order, some of them at least, are villains, and they are now trying to stop chaos instead of working along with them. Each Skylander in this game does have their own type of moves, as always, but these ones have Sky Chi, which is also a different type of move, but it charges up and you can only use it once every so often. This game is still fun to me. I love how there is not a lot of gimmicks. Yes, they did bring in pay to play, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's not pay to win because by buying the chests you just get outfits, which, cool. I mean, I guess it does make you better. Some of them have better damage, defense, accuracy, and whatnot, but there's no online portion to this game, so it's really not pay to win. The only person that you're paying to win against is Chaos, and he wants all your credit card money. And that's gonna do it. That was me breaking down every single Skylanders game. And I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you learned something because, see, I made this video once again for all those people who maybe still haven't been able to find a copy of a game. I know a lot of people have had trouble finding Skylander games for the PS4. I know it's really insanely priced. Even the Xbox One Portal is crazy overpriced, so for all those people that haven't had a chance to play any of these games yet, I hope you guys did learn how they work and what it's all about. And that's gonna do it from me. I hope you guys did enjoy, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. And we now have YouTube memberships. If you want to know more about how to become a member of the channel, all that information will be linked down in the description of the video.